On July 3rd, the nation was stunned to hear of the passing of the Pillsbury spokesman, Poppin Fresh. But then, the news broke in August.
The story of the death of Poppin Fresh has taken a bizarre turn today. Authorities say he may not have died of natural causes. Prior to his death, he was seen with Big Bird of Sesame Street.
Police suspected foul play. The Big Bird was taken downtown where he was grilled for over an hour. The big yellow bird is believed to have killed Poppin Fresh for the paltry sum of $50. If the accusations are true, it will be a major fall from grace. The Big Bird was just named Chicken of the Year when he was roasted by the Friars last year. The question remains, did the Big Bird act alone, or was there a conspiracy? While some experts subscribe to the single pullet theory, others think he may have had help. Police went to the cemetery where Poppin Fresh was Pillsburied. They sealed off the area with saran wrap and exhumed his body. Agent Scully of the X-Files was brought in to do his autopsy.
He was nothing more than flour and water and some kind of yellow liquid. DNA tests leave little room for margarine, but I can't believe it's not butter. In all my years of working on bizarre cases, I've never seen anything like this. He was simply a big ball of dough. Whatever killed him completely removed all his bones.
Police are continuing their investigation as they interview all product spokesmen. Today, the Energizer Bunny was shocked to find out that he was a suspect. Police ran a battery of polygraphs to which the pink rabbit tested both positive and negative.
All charges were dropped, and police apparently told the bunny to take his drum and beat it.
Nobody is immune from the police investigation. Even the Shell Answer Man was brought in for questioning.
Local detectives put the Maytag repairman through the ringer. Police think he may have been laundering money. They believe he has the dirt on Mr. Clean. They think he may even have mop connections. Big Bird was brought to court in September. This is the most celebrated trial since the famous Burger King case in the People's Court, when Judge Whopper sentenced the Hamburglar to life without a roll. Legal experts speculate that Big Bird will use the insanity defense, claiming that the god Nike told him to just do it. The toughest part of this trial was the jury selection. The law states that every citizen is entitled to a trial in front of a jury of their peers. Do you know how hard it is to find 12 chickens to sit on a trial? Lawyers finally got Colonel Sanders to ship a dozen of his plumpest birds to hear the case.
The courtroom was packed with every major product spokesman. That is, except for the Jolly Green Giant, who was forced to watch the proceeding through the skylights. The prosecution built its case around the autopsy reports and the oven mitt that was found with yellow feathers in it. They claimed that the motive was the fact that Poppin Fresh owed Big Bird a lot of dough and he couldn't collect it. They argued that Big Bird became desperate, possibly because he still owed Julia child support. The defense called in several character witnesses. Mrs. Butterworth gave a very syrupy speech, and Tony the Tiger thought that Big Bird was simply great.
The Big Bird, I think he's great.
Things weren't looking good for Big Bird, but then in October, the defense team brought in former O.J. Simpson lawyer Johnny Cochran. He claimed that the oven mitt wouldn't fit on Big Bird's massive hands. His exact quote was, "If the oven mitt, she don't fit, then my friends, you must acquit." The trial dragged on until October. There was much speculation in the media about what was going to happen, but on October 5th, the jury had reached a verdict. The courtroom was completely silent, that is, except for Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Big Bird was found guilty on all charges. Since he was arrested by McGruff the crime dog, Big Bird is trying to have his sentence reduced in a flea bargain. A top attorney named Chiquita Banana is planning to appeal. Apparently, police had used Mr. Whipple to put the squeeze on Big Bird when they took him downtown and beat a confection out of him. Big Bird was in prison when he got some interesting news. The courts decided that his rights had been violated, so they overturned his conviction and set Big Bird free. We now have an update to our story, and it's a good one. Scientists now say that Poppin Fresh never did die. That's right. They say that he was simply frozen. They were able to pull him out of a giant freezer and thaw him out. Here's a video showing scientists giving Poppin Fresh a little poke in the belly. As for Big Bird, well, when he left prison, he said that the whole case had left a bad taste in his mouth. Instead of getting into the waiting car, he headed straight across the street. That leaves only one question. Why did the chicken cross the road? Well, that wraps up our story. Big Bird is free and Poppin Fresh is returning to his normal self. So no need to worry, boys and girls. Poppin Fresh will be showing up at a breakfast table near you sometime soon. And who knows? Maybe even at Big Bird's house.